forget as well, it's also Bushi Mape's first day as well. He's going to try and deal with this. Now, let's talk elections coming up. We're waiting for the exact date of the elections to come out later today, but we're going to continue our feature in the build-up to the local government elections with our feature, Make Me Your Mayor. We'll be talking to mayoral candidates. We've spoken to a few already around the country, not just the bigger, more well-known parties, of course. We're going to speak to them, but also the smaller ones, the ones that can actually make a difference at a local government level. So today, let's speak to Pastor Ashley Sauls from the Patriotic Alliance, the party founded by ex-convicts Gayton McKenzie and Kenny Kunene all those years ago. Been labelled as a coloured party. Let's find out if that is still a case, but it is leaders saying it's actually a colourful party. I don't think anyone would argue that. So, Johannesburg mayoral candidate, Pastor Ashley Sauls joining us. Pastor, good morning to you. Taking a look at some of the recent reports, small party, but it looks like you're taking some ground away from the Democratic Alliance already, punching above your weight, but it seems you're getting something, right? Pastor Saul, are you still with me? Pastor Sauls, I wasn't sure if you're able to hear my question. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a scratchy throat this morning. Forgive me for coughing the whole time. Pastor Sauls, are you able to hear me? If so, tell me about those gains you had against the Democratic Alliance earlier this year as you get ready for the local government elections. It looks like, I'm afraid, we've lost Pastor Ashley Sauls. Yeah. We're going to go back to... I'm actually hearing him talking at the moment. Pastor Sauls, I'm going to stop talking. Good morning. Tell me about how your party's doing ahead of the elections. Let's see if we can hear you.
Good morning, Gareth, and good morning to all your viewers. I was just struggling to hear you there a little bit, but what I could hear was that you are recognizing the fact that we are gaining a lot of ground, and, well, you used the term punching above our weight. We are indeed increasing day by day. We are the fastest growing party in the country right now, and we've done very well. And we are excited about introducing rather a government of truth and transparency come the local government election.
It's such an easy thing to ask. I've spoken to a number of mayoral candidates for Johannesburg this week, Ashley, and a lot of them will go down the rhetoric of saying what other political parties aren't doing as a way to beef up their campaign. I don't want to ask you that. I don't want to ask you that, Ashley. I want to ask you, what are you going to do for Johannesburg if they were to choose you as their mayor?
Well, the first thing we're going to do, Gareth, and we are very emphatic about it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring God back into school. That's the first thing we're going to do when we take over. The second thing we're going to do, which is imperative, is all illegal foreigners will be arrested and be sent home. If we take over by 9 o'clock, by 3 o'clock that same day, illegal foreigners will be arrested and they have to go home.
Spoke to Herman Mashaba yesterday as well. He also following that line of illegal foreigners as well. Does it need to be as drastic as arresting and sending them home? A lot of these illegal foreigners that we've reported on are trying to get documentation, but because of government failure at local councils, they can't get the documents that they truly want to get in order to stay here legally. Or are you going to walk in with a big broom and take the action that you're talking about? Why not help them?
Well, we need to ask ourselves, what is our core responsibility as a country, as a city? Our first priority is towards the needs of South African citizens. And South African citizens on a daily basis in this city is trying to get jobs, is trying to feed their families, is trying to live lives of prosperity, and they can't do that. And one of the problems one of the issues that is stopping them to do that is illegal immigration. And so we have to deal with that. It is amazing how we can be very sympathetic about illegal activity, but South Africans are suffering daily across the city, and no one is saying anything about that. But when we take government, we are going to be sure to ensure that we prioritize the needs of South African citizens.
Well, I appreciate
and this does not mean that we hate illegal immigrants. We don't. But the law is the law. And if activity from illegal immigrants is disadvantaging citizens of this country, we have the responsibility to prioritize South Africans.
Well, I appreciate your time. Speaking to us this morning, the Patriotic Alliance's Johannesburg mayoral candidate taking a very similar stance to Action SA's Herman Mashaba about illegal immigrants if he was to be voted in as your mayor for Johannesburg. So we'll get back to more of our politicians as we get ready for the local government elections.